Hey, do you watch Andre? Oh God,
3000.
Eric Andre.
yes, Eric Andre
Yes,
show.
I do. I saw Hannibal Buress when he was in town last week.
How was it?
Awesome.
Was he really good?
Yes, he
Did
was
you
great. At
Did you
Tower
see
Theater.
Dane?
I went with Dane.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of things I watched, Zach Lowe with JJ Redick was really good.
Yeah.
Zach Lowe with about that book, Basketball,
I haven't
a love
listened to
story.
it yet.
Holy
Is it awesome?
crap. I'm going to buy that book. It sounds awesome. Jackie McMullen and one of the guys that worked with him at Grantland. I can't remember his name, but it was so good.
Bill Simmons.
No. Billy Simmons.
Billy.
Bill.
All right, let's get started. Y'all ready?
Bill,
Hey, YouTube, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and retweet that URL. Let people know they can join us.
That Earl.
They just need to send us $20 a listen.
By the way, as a podcast, and guys, don't stop me if I'm wrong. We are completely out on Ryan Russillo. No longer fans of Russillo.
Yeah, I don't listen to him anymore.
Oh no.
Yeah. I haven't really listened
But he
to
is.
him
You
in a
saw
long
he got a
time.
new contract.
with
With
ESPN.
ESPN gave him a brand new contract. He's going to be doing some work with the Ringer. Like, it was super flexible, but he's not going to be. He's going to do some Get Up, which is that morning show. He'll do some of that stuff. I think he's going to do a lot more dedicated basketball stuff, which that's where Ryan's at his best. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't love his takes because he's so normally anti-Russ.
They're too hot.
That's why I think the only pressure I'll feel from the Thunder this year is like I need them to just be really good, and I need
just
them.
be good this
I need
year,
them to
please.
win the first series and not the second series,
Right.
just to shut people up. Taylor.
I know.
I hate that.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I need this to be fun
The podcast.
this season.
For real. All right, here we go. Yeah, I need this to be fun right now. And if you guys
I have to be
can
this.
deliver. All right, here we go.
To down to down to yeah
Miffed and peeved.
miffed and peeved. That's a way of saying like you're angry or you're mad.
Don't be miffed and peeved.
Miffed. Don't be miffed and peeved.
I know word.
It's a real world. It's a real. It's a real.
It's real.
I don't.
That's a real one?
I don't use it, but it's
Not in
real.
your vocab? Down to dunk.
Yes.
This is Stephen Adams. Don't be miffed and peeved. No, you can't be miffed and peeved. Sorry.
Sorry.
This is Stephen Adams. You can't be miffed and peeved because you're listening to Down to Dunk.
For me? For me?
Good morning and welcome to episode 5, 8, 3 in glorious Italian stone. You can find us on CLNS Media, dailythunder.com, -radio at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or of course, anywhere you subscribe to your podcasts. I am Luke. Joining me this morning is Andrew.
Oh, Bam Crew.
Taylor. Boop, boop, beep, 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 boop.
Bam Crew.
And Jay.
This is Jay.
Do you ever forget what I say? Or like, how do you remember what I say whenever you're doing the
Mostly
song?
you say the same things.
I've
Bam
never
Crew's
said
brand new.
Never said Bam Crew.
I think
Was
that's why I
that-
remembered it.
Was that
Usually you say-
Kanye and Jay-Z?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah,
that?
I
I was-
think.
That's our
why
old
didn't you say
intro.
anything? Yeah, it was.
Oh,
Dude, so I changed my podcast app. I use that oh dang it, Overcast, is that what I said it was
Yeah.
called? It's
Better.
so superior.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The only reason I still use the iTunes is because I can view our iTunes reviews through the
Yeah,
app,
true.
and I can't through any other
So
app.
Overcast, one of the things it'll do is it can like organize your podcasts. Like it can take our whole every one of, and you could probably do this in Pod Center, and you're going to be like, Jay, stop being an idiot. But it'll take all of your podcasts, and then it'll just organize it. Like I said, oldest first, and it was like episode 4.
Oh, really?
So I turned it on the other day and
Oh,
listened to a
God.
little bit. And I was like, I feel so uncomfortable.
you have to.
I cannot
Yeah.
listen to myself.
But it
trying
did.
to
It
do
was that
this.
song that started the podcast.
Don't tell. You shouldn't have said that on the pod. Now people are gonna go do that.
No, they won't. You don't. You do not want to listen to it.
People do.
Plus, it's like
people do.
it was
I know.
also that season. Oh, what season was that? Gosh,
12.
2000. It was 12,
2012,
13 was
yeah.
our first season.
and it was just all of those battles of like, well, the Thunder just. It was all of the stuff that you and Alex talked about. It was like The Thunder just gave lackadaisical effort. Number one. Number two, late game shot issues. Like it was all
Right.
these things where is Russell Westbrook a shooting guard?
This is our 7th season.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm excited for 10.
I just counted.
literally
Get
Get
confused.
confused.
That's crazy.
I had to count on my fingers.
Hey guys, you know what's kind of here?
What?
Basketball season.
I know.
By the way, best addition to the podcast since Taylor.
That's
Smooth
right.
criminal.
Smith Criminal.
Yes.
It is really good.
It's funny because I don't know how this happened, but I only have very limited amount of songs that loaded onto my phone, and I made the drops out of the songs that just happened to be on my phone, and that song was on my phone. I don't ever listen to it, but I was just scrolling through because you can take whatever song you want and put it into this app, and that happened to be one.
So
of
here's
them.
my question
So
about
it's
your
just
drops.
fate.
Like,
But you're a
That-
huge fan.
do you ever just play them in your life? Like you say something to your wife and you just like,
My kids start talking about something I'm not interested in. All right, man.
you've got 25 seconds.
And only
Daddy, Spider-Man! He goes onto the building!
right. My wife, she walks in. Hey, I'm pregnant.
Are you telling us something?
Man.
No, absolutely not.
Hey, so the Thunder Media Day, so Sam Presti yesterday had an interview, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
Thunder Media Day is Monday. Training camp starts Tuesday, and then like a week later, basically, the Thunder have their first preseason. It's here.
Wow.
Like first regular season game is less than a month away. Like, dude, here it goes.
That really felt out of nowhere.
It did, and it's awesome. I'm so glad
I
it's
know.
I'm just excited for some fall weather.
am too.
Yay.
We got a
Layers?
cold front coming
We
through
can
this weekend.
wear some layers.
Layers.
Everyone starts looking better.
I can bust out my oversized hoodie.
I can start
Ooh.
shoving a weenie on this noggin.
So one of the
What
things
is that?
What do you mean?
One
What
of
is
the-
a weenie?
A weenie.
a beanie. You never worn a weenie?
You gotta shove a weenie on your noggin. It's cold outside.
So, one of the things
Welcome back, Taylor.
here is my process every year of my life.
Yeah.
There will be a moment where I go to the fall gear way too early.
Yeah.
And it's like 90 degrees
Oh,
still
too-
on
it's
outside.
too
And I'm
hot.
like out there in like a hoodie or a
Guess
sweater.
what? You look good.
I do. And
You look good.
except for the just
Sweat.
dripping sweat.
Yes.
right.
Uh-huh.
Other than that. But anyway, so it's just here, man. So Sam Presti did have his preseason interview where at the very end he released that he had twins the night before.
Twin girls.
Yeah. And
He,
do you, Presti?
Wait,
he beat Russell to the punch.
Yeah, he had twins on Wednesday night,
Yeah.
and then Thursday morning had his press conference.
this is so good for Presti and Russ's relationship
For real.
that they're both having twins.
Yeah,
together.
we have a question about that. But
Oh, we do?
Bonded. Yeah.
is there anything from that press conference you took?
I think it was just he is subtweeting Russell Westbrook in that whole thing, basically. I felt like because he said we either need to make a trade to get more shooting on this team, make shots, or take better shots. And that's really interesting because I think that he probably just watched games from last year and was just like, holy crap, they took so many bad shots. And it's funny because I remember a game, I don't remember which one it was, but Paul George basically said, we feel like we can take whatever shot that we want because Steven Adams is
yeah.
going to go get it. And that scared the crap out of me. That was one of the first times where I was like, oh man, that's not good. That is not a good thing for this team, for anybody else.
We talked about it. We were
Yeah.
like,
What? Why did he say that? So,
But
I
I
think
think
that
he's also correct though in the sense that like you watched a lot of those games and they just missed. They missed a ton of good shots too.
they missed good shots, but they also took a ton of bad shots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They did, and they need to take better shots. And he talked about the speed of the game, which I think is another notable thing, that not only offensively are they going to be fast, but they need to make quick decisions on the defensive end. All those things are good, and I think they're preaching the right messages. but I think it's yet to be seen what that looks like on
Yeah.
the court, kind of thing.
Kind of the ball is in the player's court
Yeah.
at this point, right?
Yeah.
Both literally and figuratively. But he did give a just a brief update on Robertson and Russ. And Robertson will start training camp non-contact. But Presti did say that both of them should be ready relatively early in the season. So who knows?
Yeah,
I still would be surprised if Russ isn't back for the Golden State game.
right.
I would probably be a little bit surprised if Dre's back by then.
I don't think Dre plays in the
Yeah,
first
I mean,
game.
even if he's just been cleared, like very limited minutes. But like I mentioned this, maybe it was just a text message or maybe it was on the podcast. But a limited Robertson is not something I get super excited about. Like there
No.
are some guys where it's like, hey, if he's limited, but it's not going to create further injury, like get him on the court because he's
Russell,
that valuable.
yeah.
But if Dre can't defend the way he has historically defended, I don't want him on the floor.
Like even
No.
when he's been healthy coming into the season, it takes him 20 games to be good again.
Right.
He's never good at the start of the season.
Yeah.
And so yes.
Well, except for Lethal Shooter has made him, I think, a marksman now. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's one of those things that there wasn't a whole lot of content. One of the weirdest things, and we have a Twitter question actually about this from @WarnerWest too. He said, Presti somehow, he said one of the underrated things about Schroeder was the fact that he has the potential or the ability to be an elite defender. We need him to get back to that.
Yeah.
And I think everybody collectively like, what? So this question from @WarnerWest is number one. He said this may be more for Michele, but Sam Presti thinks Schroeder's an elite defender. Question mark? Elite defender?
He was a good defender when he was the backup point guard for the Hawks. I think that's what he's pointing to. Because Schroeder's a competitor. And last season, it's just so hard to judge a player based on what they did with a terrible team and judge them on effort, right?
I will say it's his defensive stats for the last 2 years.
Sure. And they have not been good for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I have my doubts that he'll be
Sure.
a good to average defender.
Mhm.
I wouldn't expect it. But if he can be, it raises the ceiling of what this team can be because he can play alongside Russ more if he's not a turnstile.
And especially if some of the stuff that you're seeing in the FIBA, because he's been shooting from the 3-point line relatively well there as well. And so if he can be serviceable as a I don't know. He'll play with Russ a lot, probably.
He's going to play with Russ a lot.
Either way,
anyways.
right? Yeah. But it won't be as maybe, I don't know, nerve-wracking or, there won't be so much potential for it to not work
Mhm.
if he can shoot well and then he can also be a decent defender. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know. I'm excited to see how the Schroeder pickup actually looks on the court.
Yeah.
Now we won't get an idea until the season starts, but
I was going to say it's going to be really interesting to see the games where because Russ probably won't play for how long?
he will
Maybe
not play until game
Maybe
one.
like first week or two.
If he doesn't play in the regular season, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Maybe a week.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because
Then that would put him at like 6 weeks, I think.
Oh, that's true.
If he decides.
Yeah,
they decide
because
to hold
that
him back.
4 weeks, he's already past 2 weeks. They're 2 weeks.
4 weeks will be the day after the last preseason game.
And then they have like a week.
And then they have,
it's going to be cool to see Schroeder kind of start with that crew. Basically, it's going to be PG and Schroeder and Steve, and to see how that works out. Because there are going to be, even when Russ is back, there probably will be times where that's going to be the thing is Schroeder's going to be on the court, probably with Paul George, when Russ is not on the court. So it'll be cool to get them some reps. You know?
And it'll be fun to watch. I don't know. I could feel some people that aren't very, I don't know, intelligent or into the game be
or
like,
alive.
the Thunder really, man, this is what they look like with a real point guard, right?
Oh
like,
my gosh,
you
I would be
can't
so
you
mad.
hear it?
But he and Russ are so similar, though. I just
Yeah,
don't.
yeah.
He emulates Russell's game in a
Sure,
lot of ways.
sure.
And
Schroeder-
brings the
Schroeder-
same frustrations.
Yeah.
He's the thing I'm
Absolutely.
looking most forward to this season.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just to see what he's going to do with this team.
I think if that's a great,
Yeah.
I like that question. What are you looking the most forward to? It's not a question we have here, but I think if I was going to say it, it would probably be, I want to see the rotation of the wings. Like,
Right.
there's been somebody coming out in the last few weeks saying like, don't be surprised if Hamidou Diallo blows people's minds in training camp.
I'll be surprised.
I know. What?
I'll be surprised.
What about Burton? Like, I'm just anxious to see, are any of those, not anxious, but I'm excited to see, are any of those guys going to be able to crack into the rotation? What is Timothée? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it starts with Terrence Ferguson,
Sure.
Abrinas, and then Luwawu, right?
And then Abdel Nader.
And then probably Abdel Nader, and then probably Deontay Burton and Diallo, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
I really don't know.
From what we do know.
So last year, I would have assumed a lot different rotations than Ferguson getting a lot of minutes early.
But we still have Ferguson on the team.
True.
Is what I'm saying. Is that we do have things that we do know. I think the unknowns are like
Those
Abdel
guys,
Nader and Burton and Diallo. We don't really know what those guys are as NBA players because we haven't seen them really. But I think we've seen what Terrence Ferguson can do. If he's gotten better, I mean, who do you expect to start if Dre can't go night one?
Ferguson.
Yeah.
Abrines.
I would be very excited if they would start Alex. Very excited.
Aleph?
Did I say that?
No.
No, that is Aleph Abrines.
Oh, okay.
I
That's the thing you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
I'd be very excited because I thought that he defended Donovan Mitchell better than any other two guard that played in that series. And if he can hold up on that end, and he's a knockdown shooter, we know that for sure. We don't really know that about Terrence Ferguson yet. I think he's been streaky.
Potential for, right?
Right.
Yeah, and I
then
think
Cabarrot, I just don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know. And so that's why training camp.
You know what else has been streaky? My dang underwear.
Good.
The
Thanks, Dad.
good Lord. The potential. I mean, I'm literally derailed in my head. So,
Well, that was your reminder that Luke's still here.
I think the shooting guard position with I don't know. I think training
There's
camp.
so many question marks with all those guys.
It's going to be. I think for me, if you were going to, and we can probably do this a little bit more whenever we do like a big preseason pod. Like, what are your top storylines going into the season? I think your shooting guard question mark is a big deal, and I think training camp is going to be enormous for all of those guys. And and I don't know. I have no idea what goes on in Billy Donovan's head. Like one of the things Presti said, because they asked him about who's going to be starting forward or power forward. Is it going to be Patrick Patterson or Jeremy Grant? And he said, well, that's a Billy question. And Billy will make that decision. He likes both those guys. And so for me, it's how much does training camp persuade or change Billy's mind? Like, does Alex come in? Is he engaged? Has he worked on things that can keep him on the floor longer? Like there's a whole
like smoke.
Yeah, right. There's a whole bunch of things in there that are worth that could be. I don't know. I just think that this is going to be a fun training camp. I'm excited for to see. And I don't know if you'll get anything the first preseason game that October 3rd. Like, will you start seeing some rotation potential? Like, I don't know who runs with that first group. I don't know.
You know what I'm excited for? The return of Anthem Ogletoberfest.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is, I look forward to it every year. It is their Oktoberfest beer, and if you guys haven't tried it, you need to.
You're a freaking idiot.
You need to. It has arrived to your local liquor stores, and you got to go out and get you some because it's great. Just like all the Anthem beers. Taylor, what Anthem beer are you reaching for this evening?
It's gonna be Ogletoberfest, man. I love. Not a big Oktoberfest fan in general.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't like pumpkin-y stuff.
Okay.
But the Ogletoberfest is
really
super good.
It's the best one I've had, and
because it's not super. They don't rely on those like super fall-y flavors. They don't make it too a little fancy. It tastes like it reminds me of a classic ale of another brand that I just realized I shouldn't mention.
Hello. Hey, hello.
Wow.
Well, it is very good, and you guys have got to try it. It's going to be rainy this weekend and give you a little preview of fall, and so you should go out and reach for an Ogletoberfest.
It's gonna be stormy today.
It is going to be stormy,
and it's gonna be Daniel's this weekend, and then it's time to drink your beer.
God.
You are still on vacation.
Yeah, but it's good. And guys, the other thing that you need to do if you need something to do this weekend is head down to Anthem's Tap Room. They're going to have Ogletoberfest on draft there, as well as all of their other beers, and they got specialty beers there. I don't even know what specialty beers they got right now. because every time you go, it's different. They got barrel aged stuff that they kind of are trying new things, trying interesting
Some
things.
saisons.
Some saisons, and it's only available there for those specialty things, and it's worth it. Anytime you go there, you've got to at least try one of those specialty beers because you're not going to taste anything like it anywhere else.
They're always good.
True.
I haven't had one that has been that I read it and I go, I don't know how that's going to be. It's always good.
It's always good. Yeah,
True.
it is. They know what they're doing there, and so they're great. We love Anthem, and support those that support us.
They know what they're doing there, and
The
they're
beer
great.
and the beer is good.
They know.
What else do you need to know?
Jay, you know it's good.
It is. It's a great product. And guess what?
Drink
Hey,
it already.
we're a few weeks away from the season starting. We're also a few weeks from all of the liquor laws changing in Oklahoma. So you're gonna be able to find their beers in many, many more places. Here's the thing: if you go to the local grocery store or the local convenience store and look for, like, a lot of them have sold completely out
Well,
of their
I was
old
gonna
stuff
ask
because
about
the
that.
turnover's happening.
Because they don't want to have all this
No.
inventory
Dead
of old
3.2
beer.
products,
Yeah.
yep.
Everybody's walking in saying,
I literally
Get
confused every time.
Gosh, good.
Every time.
over top.
Every time.
All right, guys. Hey, you know what else? There's some big NBA
There was a
news.
pretty significant
Big
story.
NBA news.
Yes.
Is that Jimmy Butler hates the team he's on, has asked for a trade. How do you feel about it?
It's it puts the Timberwolves in such a terrible spot.
Awful.
I mean, and they had to have known this was coming. There's been just rumors about this for a long time that they just don't like each other. And he finally requested a trade. It's very public, and he's trying to force his way to another team before training camp starts, basically.
And he gave Tibbs
Three
teams.
It was not the teams I would think.
Yeah.
Eh,
3 teams.
Very interesting.
The Knicks, the Nets.
Knicks, the Nets, and the Clippers. And
Yeah.
so what he's trying to do is he is absolutely trying to go somewhere where he can create something from scratch.
Yes.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to go somewhere and he's not going to jump on with LeBron in LA,
He don't want to be second.
Which is
banana.
interesting.
That's where I would go. Like, I would
'Cause
say, put together
The
a deal, I'll
Lakers
go
aren't
play
on
with
that
LeBron.
list. It's a very interesting thing.
Yeah, and the other thing that's coming out is he's trying to play that long game where he wants to go to LA. Like, the theory is that if he can go to LA, which is his preferred destination,
Yeah.
and then Kawhi would come and play with him there next year.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying
Or
to
Kyrie.
navigate, or Kyrie.
And they could have pretty good team around Jimmy Butler on the Clippers too.
Right now,
Or he could go, yeah, I mean, like they wouldn't
depends
be
what you'd have to give up to get him.
The
Which-
thing is, I don't.
they
Minnesota
have
does not
all
have the
role
high ground.
players though. Like it's like even
They're-
if they give certain players up, they still have the rest of their team is still role players around Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
So what is and I know we're going to do this in a minute. What does Minnesota need? Like, what are the major things they need? Shooting.
Here's what I would do if I'm them. I try to just go young and trade Jeff Teague. I would get rid of all the Timber Bulls and
Mhm.
just build around Towns.
Tibbs is not doing that.
There's
I
no
know he's
way.
not, but I'm just saying the smartest thing to put your team on Karl Anthony Towns' timeline.
Mhm.
Yes, but they're not going to do that.
Also, did you s-
Tibbs is such a bad fit for them, and he's also.
Oh,
I didn't
so many
realize.
ways.
I should have known this, but he is that only one coach or two coaches in the entire NBA do this well. He's the NBA. He's the coach and the GM.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, that's a horrible
president.
decision.
It never
Yeah,
works.
it never works
Except with
with Pop.
Pop. That's
it.
That's it.
So
It's never
guys-
worked with
But
anybody
Pop, it's
else.
not really. I mean, it's like
I mean,
Pop and RC.
Yeah, it is though. Pop. I mean, it's and that it's worked. It's
Yeah.
worked for a long time.
Did you see the tweet yesterday? It said sources. I can't remember what it was, but I read, and it basically said that if Jimmy leaves, is traded, that Tibbs doesn't want to stay as head coach to like coach a young team up.
Oh, they're best
And
friends.
I didn't see it a lot. I didn't see this
Yeah.
tweet a lot, but I did see that, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, the way it
because-
was framed, it was Tibbs would rather not coach this team than trade Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
That was the kind of gist of it. Which, dude, I don't know. He's got to.
Good luck.
If they
Yeah.
had a, if the Timberwolves had any sort of legitimate plan, they'd fire Thibodeau right now.
right.
I would fire him.
I would
Their
fire him.
plan was
I would have fired him last season probably, just with the dysfunction. Like that's
would-
on the coach.
I would
man.
fire him and hire Sam Hinkie. Just be like, all right, Sam,
Let's do
Yeah.
it.
take us to the
You
promised
got
land.
Towns and everybody else is on the table.
Mhm.
Wiggins, trade him.
Give me picks for whoever.
Let's do this.
Guys, with Jimmy Butler requesting a trade, we got to take this man to the trade machine.
We're going to the trade machine.
It feels
Right
so
now.
good to be back at the trade machine.
It does. Tried and true reminder that the season is here.
Yes, welcome.
There's been so much player movement that the trade machine hasn't been as useful recently, right?
It's true.
People are settled in.
Because people are already getting traded.
People getting traded.
I
Okay.
still don't know why ESPN hasn't made an app for the trade machine.
It's the dumbest thing.
It's so weird.
I would pay up to $5.99.
Right.
I would.
Right.
I'm serious. If they wanted to make some money, just
It's
Create a
so
trade machine.
weird.
Or just do it for free and then just sell advertising spots at the bottom of it. Like everybody
they
else
would make
does.
they would make
so
a
much
killing.
more money. Yep.
Who
You
would
hear us, ESPN? You hear us?
I tweet at ESPN every year and say it.
We should just do one.
Yeah, I don't know.
You
how.
a developer?
I have no idea how.
Luke, can you app develop?
No, but hey, if you got an app developer out there, call
Holla at
us.
your boy.
We
Sure
got you.
have several.
Luke can divorce you.
It'll be
That's true.
DTT down to trade.
Down and down.
Guys, that's our $1 million idea.
It's just called take these men to the trade machines.
It's a very long name. All right, let's do this.
All right.
every
Jay,
time you open it, it plays that.
Jay is Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
And here we go. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Michael Winger
Hey, Michael.
from the Clippers. How you doing there, Thomas?
I'm good. We're not going to trade butts, but I want to know what you want.
Well, I wouldn't want your butt, so we shouldn't trade butts. But how about Jimmy Butler?
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so Danilo.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're
All right,
doing
thanks.
great. Danilo Gallinari, superstar, international, and Jerome Robinson, one of our first round picks from this past year, and Kirk Heinrich for Jimmy Butler.
No, I'm not going to do that one.
Okay.
When's the last time Danilo's played a full season?
When's the last time Jimmy Butler played a full season?
I don't know. It's not my problem. It's your problem.
Well, I'm glad we didn't trade butts. All right, that's it.
That's the one that makes the most sense, right, for the Clippers.
Yeah, or Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is another guy that you could throw.
That's what I was thinking the
to
whole
him.
time.
Man, Tobias, dude, talk about a journeyman. I don't know what they would do. Him and Boban,
I know. It'd be so
that'd
sad.
be the
Let's
saddest.
trade both.
Yeah,
It'd be so sad. I guess. Yeah, I guess you could.
Gorgie and Boban switch spots.
No,
Yeah.
just Boban Tobias for Jimmy. That's fair.
You know who Tibbs wants, should want, is Patrick Beverly.
Yeah, yeah. You could put him in the
True.
trade. He's been
$5
hurt
million.
so
I know.
much.
I know. All right.
All right, ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Arturas Karnizovas here on the line for you.
Are you a GM?
Denver Nugs.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler and Taj Gibson.
Are you like half Vlade?
I don't know what I'm doing. Just leave me alone, Taylor.
What is this?
For Paul Millsap and Michael Porter Jr.
No, I don't want that pick.
Huh?
I don't want those guys.
You don't want that to pick?
No, I don't need any more power forwards. We're going small.
What Taj Gibson?
Who?
Taj Gibson.
No, I don't want him.
No, he's. What if we threw in Nate Robinson?
That's intriguing. Did he play for the Bulls?
You know.
No, I don't want either one of those guys.
Okay.
He just has to have an old Bulls player.
Nate Robinson.
Yes.
I mean, Paul Millsap.
You wouldn't do that?
I would do that.
Tom Thibodeau would do that in a freaking heartbeat.
Oh my
I don't think the
God.
Nuggets would do it. But
So if it was Paul Millsap and Towns out there as your front court,
Oh,
my
you would kill.
God.
you
It'd
would
be
kill.
amazing. He would love Paul Millsap.
And you get Michael Porter Jr. as
Which
like
who
this
knows?
guy, like,
Potential something.
whatever.
I'm
then if
telling
it-
you, if I got Michael Porter Jr., like I'm working at that point immediately to move Wiggins.
Wow.
I
We don't even know Michael
What if
Porter.
Michael
part of
Porter
that-
can
pa-
play?
Part of that is
You just hate Andrew Wiggins.
I just do not love Wiggins.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, next up.
Okay. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Ring, ring, ring. It's Steve Mills.
Hey, Steve.
Hi. Hey, Tom. I'm sorry for what you're going through right now.
It's
Must
difficult.
be- must be
It's been a hard
difficult.
time.
Okay, so simple trade. Frank Ntilikina and I don't know why.
Steve Mills never would have made it to this position in his life with a voice like that. Just especially in New
Passive
York.
sound.
I don't know. I chose this voice for Steve Mills years ago. I don't know why.
Steve, this is the worst trade I've ever
Frank
seen.
Ntilikina
No.
and Joakim Noah
Did you say Noah?
Oh, you're gonna do it.
for just Jimmy Butler. That's all.
You're gonna do
2
it.
for 1.
I think I have the ability to turn Noah back into Defensive Player of the Year.
Put him next to Towns.
Oh my God, that'd be so good. Let me call you back. Let me hear the rest of these out.
Oh my God, that'd be so good.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Ernie Grunfeld.
Hey, Ernie.
Hi, Thomas.
You base these on their name.
Yes.
100%.
Like this last name's Grunfeld. I'm assuming he sounds Grunfeld.
Grunfeld.
Ernie Grunfeld.
It's very Grunfildy.
Okay. All right. Otto Porter Jr.
Yeah.
Mark. I can't do this. Markeith Morris for Jimmy Butler and Gorgie Dang.
Yeah. I think I do that one.
It's kind of a good trade.
Yeah.
Otto Porter Jr. I wasn't listening.
Otto Porter Jr.
Marcus
and
Morris.
Markeith Morris
Markeith.
Ooh.
for Jimmy Butler and Gorgie Jang.
Yeah, that's two immediate.
Marquise for butt.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and then for the Wizards, it's really
Took Andrew a minute to
yeah. No, I didn't
realize
even.
what you said. Oh yeah. Okay.
The Wizards.
Quite the trade.
The Wizards. It makes them really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Wall, Beal, and Jimmy Butler. Dwight Howard. Yum him.
You almost had me.
How scared are you guys of John Wall? I know you and Mikey talked about it a little bit. I'm
That was
so
pretty
worried
fun.
about John Wall this
It's a
year.
little worrisome.
Yeah, he'd be all
Certainly.
right.
Certainly worrisome.
John Wall and Jimmy Butler would get in a fight.
Oh yeah.
They would hate each other, I think.
Hey, you know what? It's boom or bust time for the
John Wall.
Wizards, right?
That's so true. Go big or what's
And
what-
then
what-
for
go big or go
Minnesota,
small?
I know Otto Porter's contract is crazy.
Go big or go small.
Yeah, but
Go big
That's the
or
saying.
go small.
I think he's
He's a good player.
yeah, I think he's a good player.
He's better than Andrew Wiggins
Yeah.
by
Maybe.
a mile.
I don't know. I don't actually know anything
He can
about
shoot the
either
ball.
one of those
He
guys.
shoots the basketball.
Yeah.
40 plus percent.
All I know is that
from three.
Wiggins somehow figures out how to shoot every time he plays at Thunder.
Yeah. He can score the ball.
You remember time he hit it like
He's
a
a
half court
talented
shot
young
for
man.
the win. All right, next.
Ring ring ring.
Hello.
Ring ring ring.
Yeah, I answered the first ring. Yeah.
This is Chad Buchanan
Hello, Chad.
from the Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
Can I interrupt this really quick?
No.
Please.
Why?
Because I want to talk about this character Jay's developed for Tom Thibodeau and how it's really good because he answered the first ring, said hello, and then it kept ringing. And Tom Thibodeau would totally be the guy who'd get so upset if you didn't hear him say hello
true.
the first time.
I said hello.
Yeah, I already said hello. What?
It's Chad.
Don't waste my time.
Chad Buchanan here.
Hey, Chad, let's
Pacers.
go. Come on.
Great to hear your voice again.
Thanks.
Okay. Here's-
Thanks.
we'll trade you
Just like barrel smoking cigars.
Bogdan Bogdanovic, Corey Joseph,
Big
and,
fan of the Bone Dog.
and Domantas Sabonis
Oh,
for Jimmy Butler.
number one is I don't think the Pacers do that, but maybe they do.
We'd like to pair him with Victor Oladipo and
No, I
Miles
don't like.
Turner.
None of those guys are a transcendent talent.
Thaddeus Young?
I think I deserve a transcendent talent for Jimmy Butler.
Well, good luck, sir.
I don't know. Do the Pacers do that? Yeah, surely the Pacers would do that.
I don't know. Maybe they would. I mean, they're
The whole
the fir-
universe is super high on Sabonis.
yeah. The first two guys are.
Did you hear
on
JJ
expiring
Redick
deals.
talking about Sabonis?
Yeah.
Like all he was talking about, he almost signed with the Pacers. He's like, all I could think about was like me and
Backdoor
Sabonis
cuts.
playing backdoor cuts and like doing pick and
Right.
rolls and like all these
I
different
was
things.
like, what?
Dang.
Dude, tons of respect for that guy, man. That's
He's
awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Neil O'Shea.
Hey, Neil.
Hello. Great to hear from you.
Thanks. Move on.
Sorry about your situation, but we're ready to capitalize, and we have a very juicy trade for you.
All right, Neil, let's
It's
go.
very juicy.
All right.
Okay, so we would take Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
Tyus Jones,
Oh.
and Josh Okogie,
All right.
and we will give you back C.J. McCollum.
Yes. Pull that trigger.
Pretty juicy.
Yes.
You
Yeah, I
have-
think
you have to sweeten the pot if you're Minnesota to make that happen. I don't think Portland would do it.
you
but
don't think so?
for a year.
Yeah,
I just don't know that he'd stay. I just don't know that he would stay. He and Dame
do.
would have to be on the same page the whole year, and
Yeah.
I just haven't seen Jimmy Butler be on the same page with anybody ever.
Not
No.
even Dwayne Wade.
He wants to be the guy, right?
I don't know what he wants.
Which is funny because he projects this image like he's a pretty like easygoing, down to earth.
Does he? Jimmy Butler?
I don't know. Like maybe it's just the media image. Like I've never thought of him as this like pain in the rear end guy, but I don't know.
He is a pain
It
in
seems
the
like he
rear
is.
end guy.
It seems like he is.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
R.C. Buford.
Hey RC, let's go.
Hello. Okay. Jimmy Butler
All right.
and Gorgie Jang
Yep.
for Pau Gasol, Patty Mills, Derek White, and DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. I take that.
Oh,
I don't think
good.
the Spurs do it, but I take that.
All right.
I think the Spurs are so high on DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, I think the whole
He was
world
like,
is
wasn't he first NBA all
high to
defense?
think that he's so good.
It's
I don't-
just
I
the
just-
If he
Spurs,
wasn't,
man.
if he wasn't a Spur and he did the exact same thing he did last year, no one would be talking about it.
I haven't seen it enough to be able to tell you
Right.
if it's a real thing. I don't know. But there's some people that are outrageously high on this guy, and I just don't see it.
Because he's a Spur.
Because he's a Spur and he plays defense. Great. If your best guy plays good defense and can't lead a team on offense, what are you going to do?
This is the conversation you and Alex are having. Like, how do you sound smart talking about a team?
Right.
If you talk about the Spurs and you praise DeJounte Murray,
Oh, yeah.
Smart guy.
you're smart.
NBA
You're so
smart
smart.
guy.
You're talking about smart guys. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Sean Marks.
Hey, Sean.
Smart guy.
Oh,
He is. You're doing a great job with the Nets, man. We're really
Thank you.
proud.
I cannot hear that phrase enough. Okay. So we'll trade you DeMar
When
Carroll.
does that stop, by the way? Like, you haven't won. Like, I know he's, what's this, year two?
I think it's year 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
It
Sean
may-
Marks doing
it
a
may
great
be year 2.
Sean
yeah.
Marks doing a
Oh,
great
man.
job putting this
Th-
team
can
together.
you,
man. They've won
right.
30 games in 4 years.
I guess the bar was so
It is.
low.
It is.
Yeah,
Not
that
his fault.
If they did anything smart, it just blows people's minds.
Yes.
Also, like relationships with media members plays so much
So
into
much.
all of this and drives the conversation more than anyone would want to admit.
Yep. Fake
Okay.
news.
All right, Sean.
DeMar Carroll
Yeah.
and D'Angelo Russell
No.
for Jimus Butler.
I listened to this podcast and they told me that D'Angelo Russell's trash.
No.
No.
Ring, ring, ring.
But yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Oh,
hello.
what?
No, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Oh.
Hello.
It's call waiting. Beep. Beep.
Who's talking to who?
I'm clicking over. Hello.
It's Pat Riley.
This is legitimately hurting my voice. Hey, Pat.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh man, what's up? That's my ring.
It's one of your rings.
That's one of them. There's another. I've won a lot of games.
I've got one ring.
with a lot of players. Yeah, that's
Clink.
that's cute. It's cute. Oh, Jay doesn't wear his wedding band.
Jay's not married.
Oh, no, not anymore.
No.
Okay, here's the deal. I've got 3 guys that I know can help you out.
Yeah.
Did I mention I've won championships and led teams to many things?
Pat, I also know you're in quite the financial problem.
That's beside the
So
point.
let's go.
Jimmy Butler, Gorgie Jang. We're willing to take on the contract of Gorgie Jang for you.
Oh, thank you.
Tyler Johnson, Josh Richardson, and Justice Winslow.
Yep. I probably do that.
Thank you.
Tyler Johnson.
What?
That's such a bad contract. He's not
Oh, it's
good.
bad. He's
20
okay. He's
2016.
okay.
He's not worth that.
He's a
If-
role player.
it's
He's
the
not
same
worth
thing. If
19
you-
million.
yeah.
No,
If he was making 7,
People were like, dude, what a great
like
contract.
Tyler Johnson's a great player.
that is a terrible contract.
Yeah.
He was
pl-
legitimately shocked when he received that contract.
Right.
Yeah, he was very vocal.
You want to do what?
Yes.
Did you call the right number?
Because he got it. Like he was restricted.
Yeah.
Right. And it was at the Nets who offered him a ton of money.
Yeah, the Nets.
Sean Marks,
Smartest guy in the
smartest
world.
guy in the world.
Good Lord.
God.
Smart man. Okay,
People-
so
if the Heat didn't match that, would people be saying the same thing?
No.
Is that it?
I mean, it can't be because ring, 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 ring.
Hello.
Sam Presti.
Oh, hey Sam.
Hello. It's really,
Don't do this to me, Sam.
it's a really great day for cementing the identity of everything that we've ever wanted for the Thunder.
All right.
And so we want to trade you Andre Robertson, Terrence Ferguson, and Patrick Patterson for Jimmy Butler. And we're going to want you to say yes.
And yeah, of course you do. No.
And we'll move on to the championship rounds.
For real.
I mean, people have sent me so many Thunder trades that are just unrealistic.
Other teams can offer better things.
They can.
But other things could offer better things for Carmelo Anthony and for
Yeah, true.
Paul George,
I think that
right? I
the
mean,
hard thing is, number one, the Timberwolves have zero leverage in this.
none,
Zero.
none.
Right? Like
He's
look
an
at
expiring contract. What
the
are they going to do?
The Kawhi deal gives you at least like the best kind of case scenario.
Everyone's gonna lowball them.
You have to.
Yeah.
He's a rental.
Yep.
Who said that he wants to go to certain destinations? He wants to
Mhm.
play with his friends.
Literally the worst case scenario for the Wolves.
Yeah. What are they supposed to? What are they
Nothing.
supposed to do? Like New York's not going to offer any of their young guys.
Why would you? I will just wait.
They'll just wait, and if they don't get, if
Try
you
to
don't
make our
get
best
Jimmy
pitch.
Butler,
Doesn't
is it
change your
going
franchise, no.
right? He's
No.
not LeBron.
This is what Jimmy Butler has been trying to do, though. He really has been trying to put himself in that celebrity top tier NBA
Yeah,
category.
He wants that.
He was
He really wants to
he was
be
in
that.
Office Christmas Party.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he
that's why I
like-
thought he was a decent
Yes.
guy. I forgot.
So if you're the Thunder, would you offer Steven Adams
No.
for Jimmy Butler?
No.
You should not do that.
Especially with like
When you have Paul George.
yeah. But I think they could play together for sure. And I just think that there's knowing kind of what it feels like he's saying in his history, like you're not going to win over Jimmy Butts this year.
if you have Russell Westbrook and Paul George on the
I
same
don't know,
team,
man. If you
Does
go to
he
the Western
love-
Conference Finals, like
Does he love?
but
they'd be
to
really
fish?
good.
they could be really good.
But he loves to fish.
I don't know.
What about that?
But if you're the Thunder, you don't trade the young long-term contract with Steven Adams for
Yeah.
There's way more risk with this Jimmy Butler one-year rental than
Sure.
there was with Paul George.
It feels that way, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Hey guys, we should
Maybe
probably
it's hindsight is
Feels very risky.
we should
Mhm.
probably move on to the Northwest Division preview because we got to blow through these in order to do them today. First up, talking about the Denver Nuggets. New to the team, Devon Akun-Purcell, Michael Porter Jr., Emmanuel Terry, Isaiah Thomas, Jared Vanderbilt, and Thomas Welsh. Out, Daryl Arthur, Wilson Chandler, Kenneth Fareed, Devin Harrison, Richard Jefferson. Taylor, tell me about the Nuggets.
Well, the people they lost don't really affect their
it's like
team.
the oldest collection of
Yeah, it
players.
doesn't do anything. They keep all their best players. They kept all their important players, and then they added some really interesting players like
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. drafting him. There's no pressure on him to perform right now. The
And he
Nuggets are
probably
going to
won't
be
play
good
this year.
Okay, and he doesn't need to, but that's really interesting for their future. Isaiah Thomas, who knows? Like if he is good, if he's a good scorer again and is
Yeah.
okay with coming off the bench, then oh man, that's great. Having him out there with Will Barton, they'll be just putting up so many shots.
And they're hoping Mike Malone is
Yeah.
because that's a
And
somewhat
Barton's
of a
going
constant for him.
Barton will start for them.
he will start
the
at
three.
two, at 3.
Mhm.
Gary
Okay.
Harris at 2.
And then Paul Millsap being back too is a huge deal for them.
Who's their starting
Agreed.
point guard? Nikola Jokic?
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
Jamal
much.
Murray.
Jamal
Jamal
Murray,
Murray does,
yeah.
which I really like. I like Jamal Murray.
No, they're great. I think they're in a really good position this year, not to be like Western Conference Finals, but they'll be one of the best offensive teams in the league, and they'll be fun.
They have to make the playoffs this year.
I think they probably
It's
will.
it's a crappy year to have
Yeah.
to have
It's a
to
lot
make
of pressure
the
for a
playoffs
team that's
because one
a
of
loaded Western
them,
Conference.
Portland, Minnesota. I think Minnesota's out now,
Yep.
but
Mhm.
still, like the Spurs, the Lakers, like you have the Pelicans,
Yeah, and some people throw the Thunder in that.
the Thunder could be
Realm.
in that group. There's going to be some really good teams that don't make the playoffs, and the Nuggets could be that team again.
Mhm.
I mean, they just don't defend anybody. And with Wilson Chandler gone, I know Wilson Chandler's not a huge loss for them, but they don't have a big wing to defend anybody now.
Mhm.
And I think that's a concern. I'm concerned about that. I still think they're going to.
Yeah, if you have Will Barton trying to guard the small forward position, you're
Yeah,
in trouble.
That's who it is, and so it's concerning. I think they're probably a little better than they were last year, but still, it's just I wouldn't want to bet on them making the playoffs.
No, but they're going to win games 120 to 115.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the games, everything's
to.
going to be plus hundreds. They're just going to have
They
to
have to.
outscore everyone.
So they won 46 games last year. Vegas has them at 47.5.
Mhm.
Where do you go on that one?
Oh God. I don't know. I forgot like what we should be expecting for those teams after the 3 seed. You know what I mean? Like because the West is going to be so good.
48 to 50 games,
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah. And then they'll be the what?
Six seed.
7, 8 seed.
6, 7, 8, probably.
Yeah.
Over under, what do you think? 47.5.
I'll go over then. I
Just
think
barely.
they'll make it
Yeah.
the end of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they're over. But somebody could win 48 games and miss.
Who's your favorite
Yeah.
player?
Which one is your favorite?
I like Nikola Jokic a lot. He's so much fun to watch. He's such a
Mhm.
great passer.
I've always loved Paul Millsap, which is funny since I was
Yeah.
or Tibbs just said no to him, but I do like Paul Millsap.
You're so in character.
What about you, Tay?
Jokic, the Joker, baby.
The Jokic.
He's awesome.
It seems like his personality's like out of this world awesome too. So
Yeah.
And he just has like insane passes. Like once a game, he'll have this ridiculous pass. That's so
You're just
fun.
like, how do you even know that he's there?
Yeah.
Kind
yeah.
of thing.
Yep.
He's great.
All right, guys, let's move on to the Utah Jazz. New to the Jazz, Grayson Allen, Tyler Kavanaugh, Naz Mitru Long, out. Jonas Jerebko, Eric McCree, and David Stockton. Andrew, talk to me about the Jazz.
The Jazz are freaking good, man. This is one of the best teams in the Western Conference. They're day one, maybe the best defense in the NBA. Top 3, I think, pretty easily, as long as Rudy Gobert is healthy. Dante Exum played really well when he was healthy. So if he can get a good, healthy season, obviously Donovan Mitchell is a budding star. He tore apart the Thunder in the playoffs. He was amazing. And then they just have great role players around these guys. I mean, Tabo, when he's healthy, is still really good. Derek Favors was awesome. Ricky Rubio. They're a solid team. They're well coached. And I think that I would not be surprised to see them be the 3 seed in the Western Conference this year, just the way they played down the end of the season. I want to see if that's real. And I don't know if it is yet, but they're a really good team. And Grayson Allen is such a Jazz player. I mean,
For
holy
real.
crap.
yeah, put him and Ingles on the floor at the same
Oh,
time, and it's gonna be
God.
like everybody's gonna hate them.
I'm
and love them
excited
at
to
the same
see
time.
how much people hate
I
him.
didn't even mention Joe Ingles. I love Joe Ingles.
Mhm.
He is so good for that team. He's in the
Perfect.
perfect spot. He's been maximized. He's great. And they do that with a lot of players, is that they maximize their talent.
I think I said this last year during the playoff run that if Utah was not the team that played the Thunder in the first round, like I would have been really, really excited to watch them play and pulling for them. You know,
Right.
like
Yeah.
they're run well. They have good guys. I don't know. I like the way Utah is. They won 48 games last year. Their over under is only half a game more than that, 48.5. So I think it seems like Vegas has this expectation that probably the second half, like neither one of the halves of the season last year were the indicative halves for this team. Like they're somewhere in between. They also you always have to ask the question about Gobert's health. He hasn't played a full season, and it feels like a really long. But Mitchell to continue to increase in his play, he's already amazing. And then having Jay Crowder for the whole season will be a big deal too. He was a big part of that team, the way they developed.
Yeah,
towards the end
he
of
was
the season.
good.
I do think that they'll be over 48.5. I would say 50,
If they're healthy, it's
Yeah.
a kind of a easy bet.
Yeah.
But their health is a
Mhm.
question.
It is legitimate.
Rudy's health is a question.
And so is Rubio's.
Ricky Rubio's
Yeah.
too.
All the Rues. If your name
All the
starts
Roos.
with Rue,
Ugh.
It's got a problem.
health issues.
Any other thoughts on the Jazz? Who's your favorite player?
Spider Mitchell, boy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome. I also like Rubio. I really liked Rubio last year.
You just think
Yeah.
he's handsome.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
he's
handsome.
cute.
I love his look.
Yeah.
I do.
I like listening to him talk.
Yeah, he was
I-
just so gentle in that series last year when Russ is just like, I'm going to kill him next game. And he's like,
Right.
yeah, Russ is a good player and I like playing against him. And I'm from Spain.
One of my favorite
And I'm
moments.
from Spain.
One of my
Ends
favorite press
every
conference moments
question.
was Barry Trammell asked Ricky Rubio a question, and then afterwards, when they all left, he leaned over to me and goes, "I didn't really care about his answer. I just want to listen to him talk." So, yes, me too.
All
Who's
right,
your
favorite
guys?
players? Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. He was my guy since the draft.
Dude, we all fell in love with him because
Yeah.
the first ever draft was like, dude, he's 21. I think somebody even had the Thunder taking him.
Yeah.
21, I think is
Can you
where we were,
imagine?
right?
Yeah.
And of course, like his first.
Well, he went to the combine, and he was bigger than what people thought, and his wingspan was crazy. You know?
And they're like, okay, and now he's
And then he
in the lottery,
skyrocketed,
like
yeah.
12.
Because he looks, when you look at him on the court, he looks like he's a small guy.
that draft class.
I don't
is
know why, I think
fantastic,
so
man.
stupid.
His body proportions.
Some of
Let's
his-
move,
some of-
guys,
some of
let's
his
move
dunks,
on to the Portland
his
Trail
putback dunks last year.
Blazers.
Holy moly!
Let's move on to the Trailblazers.
Let's do it.
New to the team: Seth Curry, Cameron Oliver, Chinanu Onakaku. That's not right. Gary, that's what I said. Gary Payton, 2. Anthony Simmons, Nick Stauskas, and Gary Trent Jr. Out from the team: Pat Connaughton, Ed Baker, Shabazz Napier, Georgios Papagiannis, and CJ Wilcox.
How'd you even get Baker?
What? That's
I think maybe Brooklyn got messed up, but his name is Ed Davis, and you call them Ed Baker.
whatever. Jay, take me to Portland.
Portland is the team that if I was going to bet on one team taking a slight backslide, this would be the team.
If you're
Now,
the Blazers, you have to be celebrating this Jimmy Butler crap, right?
for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think the Blazers are also in a season where there's probably a lot of pressure on them. I like
Yeah.
Terry Stotts a ton. I think he's done a good job. It's hard to get that playoff sweep out of your mouth, like that taste.
Ugh,
Right. It was so weird and
Yeah.
so bad.
it's like eating actual feces.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
um,
Wow.
but I mean, they still have the bones of a good team,
Bro,
right?
what are you talking about, man?
Damian Lillard, CJ McConnell, like both of those guys. Nurkic, I think.
CJ McConnell. We're doing such a good job with names right now.
McCollum.
Ed Baker and CJ McConnell.
I think this is going to have to be the year that they're going to make a choice between like what they want to be. Like I think
Yeah.
they're going to have to do it.
Those guys are both awesome. Do they have to choose one? That would be my question.
I don't know. Like
No,
I think if you have another season where you are kind of the same,
Yeah.
and it's the hard thing. Like, what do you want to be?
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
The
are you
hard
supposed
thing.
to just kind of throw the towel in and just like they're a good team and they'll be a good team for as long as those guys play together.
Right.
But you have to think like if they could put CJ McCollum together with something, or even if you did want, because I think a lot of the conversation has been about Dame this summer.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to use one of those guys to try to improve your team?
Or
Maybe
just
get
to
off.
go in a different direction.
Yeah, go in a different direction, and then maybe get off some of this money that is. I mean, they have an incredibly high salary.
Yeah.
For a team that
But they're on their way for those 2016 contracts are going to come off the books.
yeah,
here
Evan
pretty quick.
Turner,
So-
Myers Leonard.
Jay,
So they are. Hold on a second. So they're 41.5 was their over under for Vegas last year. They won 49 games. So Vegas has them taking quite the dip as well.
Man,
I still think over 41 for sure.
Yeah, that's
that's
do you,
really
do you
low.
think they're 500? Over 500?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna-
think this is an easy bet. If they win 43 games, you're in the money and they still miss the playoffs.
I'm
So
gonna-
you don't have to say like, yeah, they're for sure a playoff team to put them there. All you have to say is, yeah, this is for sure an over 500 team.
I'm going under
That a boy.
because we've said over on too many teams.
That's probably true.
So
This
someone
number's
has
so
to.
low though.
That is so low
This number's the real.
This-
I'm putting
and this
$3,000 on
division-
this later.
today.
This division is so good. This whole division.
It is.
There's not a bad
Loaded.
team in this division.
True.
Except for Minnesota.
All right, guys. Next, let's move on to Oklahoma City. We talk about them all the time. We are their podcast. Do we want to skip them?
Yeah.
All right. Then let's move on
we
to
literally talked the whole first 30 minutes. About
then
that.
let's move on to the Minnesota Timberwolves. New to the team, Kelta Bates Diop, Lulding James Nunley, Josh Okugi, Jared Terrell, Anthony Tolliver, CJ Williams out, Cole Aldrich, Namaja Bajaka, nope, Aaron Brooks, Anthony Brown, Jamal Crawford, Marcus Georges Hunt, and Emil Jefferson.
This
Namaja Bajaka.
Taylor, tell me about the Timberwolves.
Kelta Bates. This is why we originally had you read names, Luke, and you're back. Because for
Yes.
the first like few episodes that
You
we've done
got
of this,
really good at
you
it.
were really good. But
It's just Josh Okogie. Did I not say that right?
You said
No.
Okugi.
no, you said Josh Okugi.
Okugi.
Hey,
That was
they're
good.
hard names, man.
We talked a lot about Minnesota because of the
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler trade.
Yeah,
And and even there, and I don't know what they're going to do. There's no way it's healthy for him to be on the team either.
What's their over under?
They're over under. Sorry, I just moved that away. So their over under is 44.5, and then 147 last year. So they already have.
But that has to be moving.
44 and a
because
half
of
will
this.
drop. I bet it's 40 if Butler's gone.
yeah. The 40-41 makes sense.
But even if he
And I would
stays,
take
and-
at that or under probably.
but even if he stays and he's super unhappy, it's going to be lower.
Yep.
Anthony
Oh.
Tolliver is the most successful NBA career I think there's ever been, given his talent level and what he can do.
everybody loves him.
And he does pretty good
He's
no matter
pretty good.
what team he's on. He does the same thing no matter
He is
where
this offseason's Patrick Patterson.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. How Anthony Tolliver is only allowed on teams like this. Now it's hard for me to explain that,
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? Like he's not allowed on really good teams.
yeah. He cannot be a role player for a great team.
No.
The
and
minute
he
that
never
he-
has been on a really
That's
good
why
team.
Jimmy Butler wants out. Is because he said, you know what? I know the ceiling of this team because you signed Anthony
Yes,
Tolliver,
exactly.
and we're out.
That best illustrates what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite player for the Wolves?
I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is amazing
Yeah.
and underrated at this point. And I mean, they should, without a doubt, build around this guy and say bye to Jimmy Butler if he's going to be a big butthead.
Yeah, and I think you have to look at. I don't know, man. How long does he deal with this chaos in Minnesota before he's like, dude, I'm not signing that contract?
Right.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, the Lowry market and stuff. Did you see that? Where
Mhm.
he,
Mm-hmm.
it's funny because everyone pegged the Bulls as the dysfunctional team, but the Wolves have been dysfunctional forever.
Yeah, they're
Right.
like the the less talked about Kings.
Yeah.
In some
Yeah.
sense.
They're the lucky Kings.
They're the luckier Kings. Yeah, I think Karl Anthony Towns. Like you have to make a decision. Like you have to make a decision if you're him. Like, dude, if this team doesn't, like, at least the Pelicans have put together decent rosters. They've made runs for Davis. Like,
They have really tried.
yeah, and for the Wolves, I guess they tried, but man,
They just, you pick a guy in Tom Thibodeau that is stuck in 2008.
yep.
Guys, let's move on to some quick hit Twitter questions. Our first Twitter question comes from @JohnnyHo34, who wants to know: will Andrew wear the chicken fried rice shirt to media day?
No,
Will he ask Paul George to do a new intro?
I might.
Will he try to explain the Paul George chicken fried rice shirt to Paul George?
No.
Then will he, when Paul George walks away, will he ask Steve to do the new intro?
Probably.
Okay. There you go. Now,
What's
our-
weird is that like I'm older than Paul George, and like a guy that's like this middle-aged white dude comes up and he has this T-shirt that has
Yeah.
Paul George chicken fried rice on it, and try to explain it to him. It's just a weird life situation.
Not even I want you to do that.
I do.
No,
I do.
it
Do
would
it.
have to be on camera. We'd have to somehow. I'd have to get with the Thunder and be like, "Hey, listen, I have this weird thing I want to do, and if you approve it, great."
And
Say,
I
"I
don't
wanna get
even
it
know
on
if that would
camera."
end up being good for us.
It may not be funny because Paul would just be like, I would try to explain it, and he would just be like, "Oh,
Cool.
It would
Yeah,
just
he
be
wouldn't.
so
he
weird.
may not give you anything. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
He's a nice guy. He would try. He would just be like, "That is weird."
That's weird. All right, guys. Our
Which
next
might be worth it to hear him just say it's
Yeah.
weird.
Our next Twitter question comes
Especially
from
if you said it
friend
like
of
that.
the pod at Nikki K TV, who wants to know guacamole or queso.
We've done
Yeah,
this.
queso without question, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
Nikki
Although-
doesn't listen to the podcast because
although
we did this like
guacamole is-
2 months ago.
guacamole is probably a little more versatile, right?
I'm just saying sometimes
I disagree.
Burger,
Ca-
toast.
I'll put queso on both of those.
Oh
things.
yeah, there's queso on.
Oh,
all
It's just
sorts of
more.
stuff.
It's just more acceptable to. It's more
on
acceptable. to put
toast.
yeah. Queso means
But
cheese,
it's
bro.
too drippy. It's too
No,
drippy.
it doesn't matter. You
On
eat
a
with
burger,
fork.
it's too drippy.
if I'm
Eat with
I'm
fork.
saying this, I'll say this. If they're at the table and they make it in front of you, the guacamole will be better.
The guacamole.
The guacamole will be better.
Even really good.
It
at
will be
talking.
better than their queso.
Namanjo bajaca.
Manja bajaca. All right.
I'm going queso, just so
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But guacamole is moving up. It's getting closer.
All right.
You can see my hands.
Okay.
My one hand is just slightly higher than the
Yes,
other.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
All right. Our next Twitter question comes from @_WLKR_, who wants to know our top 5 state fair foods.
State fair foods.
Boo, 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 boo.
All right.
Corn dog.
I'm not a first. I'll say this.
Corn
I'm-
dog.
Pretzel.
I'm not a state fair guy.
Me neither.
Pizza
I
on a stick.
I haven't been since the early
Fried
90s.
Oreo.
Fried
Fried-
stick of butter.
For real though, fried Oreos on the list.
So good. Fried Twinkies. Oh yeah.
Have you been this year?
No, I hate the fair.
I'm not
Ditto.
a fair guy.
That's
either.
the exact
Are
conversation I
you,
had with
are
my.
you a fair guy?
No, I'm
None
not.
of us are fair.
None of us
people.
want
My my wife said, "Hey, do you want to take the kids to the fair?" I said, "I hate the fair."
No.
I hate the fair.
Do you want to? You want to risk losing one of our children for just a disgusting?
Yeah.
You want to walk on gravel and get fat?
And then do you want to pay $400 for that?
Is there? I
Right.
have the question for
I always
the
leave
two of
there and
you
I'm
with
like,
kids.
I'd rather have just gone somewhere and eaten.
is
I'd
there
rather
any
go to a mall food court?
That's what I said. I said I would rather go to Anchor Down and get a corn dog.
yeah.
is there anywhere else you would less rather take your children than the fair?
No.
I've taken my kids to the fair. It's. I mean, you can have fun at the
Yeah,
fair.
a murder dungeon.
Right. Murder Dungeon is definitely
A brothel.
Wow,
Top,
Taylor.
top 5
thanks.
power rankings of places you'd rather
don't want to
take your kids
no.
to.
I mean, like
than-
the
or
fair.
not take your
The
kids.
fair
Not
is
take it.
like you can take them to see the animals and
Hey,
stuff
but
like
the right
that.
answer is turkey leg. At the
Yeah.
state fair food, turkey leg,
Funnel cakes,
funnel cakes.
jumbo corn dogs.
Hey, do you guys remember when like
Yeah.
KJ 103 would have that thing
Yeah.
where it's 4 people sitting in a car for the entirety of the fair, and the last person that stays wins the car?
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, I was convinced I could do that and win.
Do you know my mom won a car like with some radio calling thing
Oh,
when she was
really?
a teenager? Yeah.
Really?
What kind of car?
Man,
It was some like red, Ford, some standard whatever sedan or coupe or something.
That's
like that.
awesome, though.
Pretty cool.
That's great. My,
Hey,
my,
shout out to Tammy.
my PE teacher won a truck in a putting contest when I was in elementary school.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, shout out Mr. Skinner.
Mr. Skinner
Man.
is in jail now.
Really not.
I feel like every PE teacher ends up going to jail.
Miss Stackle definitely not in jail.
wow, that's a hot take right
Bro,
there,
What are you talking about, man?
guys.
Oh, no.
I have one final question to ask you, but before I ask you that question, I want to take a moment to talk about Oklahoma Shirt Company. Jay, you're wearing an Oklahoma Company shirt as you often are.
I am
Talk to us about it.
super cozy.
Ooh.
So Oklahoma Shirt Company is just a great group of people, and they are. I'm just going to go and say it. They are the #1 T-shirt and apparel company in Oklahoma City.
Numero uno. I'll say this: #1 in OKC, #1 in our hearts.
Also #1, probably Oklahoma. Period.
Okay.
But I will say this: they are incredible. They will work with you. You have any sort of idea, you bring them the idea, they're going to make it a reality. Put it on a shirt. They can also do hats, stickers. They do all sorts of awesome things for you. But they will hook you up. And they also have their T-shirt of the month. So
T-shirt of the month.
$10 plus fees and taxes. You can get a Oklahoma or Arkansas or Missouri or Texas or Kansas themed shirt, and it will be delivered right to your doorway and door post, mailbox.
Doorway.
And yeah, it's awesome, especially if you have kids. It's a really cool way to just keep them dressed snazzy. And speaking of, my son just turned the TV on. It is the loudest television in the
That's
history of
right.
the universe. And so
cartoons before school.
check out OklahomaShirtCompany.com. They will take care of what you need. Tell them Down the Dunk sent you. and they will give you nothing but awesome stuff.
That's true. Support those that support us. Gentlemen, final question of the day. Are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
Taylor, are you miffed and are you peeved?
I'm a little marfed. I'm a little parfed. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Just got back from honeymoon.
Ooh.
With who?
My wife.
Nice.
My wife. And we went to Dominican Republic. Here's
Yeah.
something I forgot about all-inclusive resorts.
Yeah.
They water all the alcohol down. It's all watered down.
Yeah.
It is.
It's true.
The beer's terrible because I think they really mix it with actual water. I think they just mix half beer
in
and
Jamaica,
water.
the Red Stripe was pretty good.
Well, did they open the bottle? Like, would they give you a Red Stripe bottle or was it on draft?
I don't.
Because this was on draft, so it was like they could do whatever they
It
wanted.
was
to
just
with it.
water.
I had to drink so much, and it felt. We were talking about it after the first night. We were like, we drank so much yesterday, and we both woke up like normal. And we're getting to the age now where we always get hungover, and it didn't happen. And I was a little marfed, so I had to drink. Every time I went to the bar, I got a shot of tequila and a rum and Coke because that equaled one normal drink.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was a little marfed about it, but I got it. Like, no one's blackout. No one's getting throw uppy,
Yeah.
and I ended up enjoying it. I was never hungover, and I never got
Great.
too far where it was like, hey man, you ended up wasting a day. Cause
You can't be too miffed about that. Can
it's
you?
just, yeah,
all
I'm like
inclusive.
almost an alcoholic. So it was a little miffy.
I just need more.
Yeah.
Need more.
Wow.
Yeah,
Andrew, you miffed. You miffed.
I'm just G and B, man. In so many
that's
ways.
great. You're in a good position in life right now.
Yeah. G and bed. Luke, are you miffed?
No, I'm not miffed about anything except all the state fair pictures. I'm not a state fair guy.
Yeah, I'm not a state fair guy.
I'm
either.
so glad none of you are state fair people. I hate state
I've
fair.
been the past few years because of the job that I had. I would take the kids that I worked with to
because
the
other
fair.
people want to go.
Yeah, people want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some, I don't know, there's some weird situations.
You know
that
what the
can get
fair?
yourself in at the
You know
fair.
that there's the clown in the dunk tank, but the clown's really profane and like making fun of the people that are doing that.
Yeah.
I find that offensive.
Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Namanja Bajaka.
What was it? Ed Baker.
Ed Baker and Namanja Bajaka.
People knew who I was talking about.
No, not with Namanja Bajaka.
No, what are you talking about, man?
I literally get confused every time I'm driving.
No, what are you talking about, man? Next question.
I literally get confused every time I'm driving.
Scared money don't make noise.